human being is a social animal. He can't live by himself. So he needs to live in society. Why? Because each one of us is supposed to contribute to the benefit of the other. Like we discussed earlier, your spiritual duty in this lifetime is to serve others. So it is their spiritual duty to serve others. So each one of us, by helping each other, will be able to grow. And the whole community will eventually evolve. The raising of the consciousness of the community. For this, there has to be communicating links. So when human beings interact, they interact with each other through cords. It's like telephone lines. No? Nowadays we have cordless telephones, we have cell phones. But even cell phones are connected to each other through frequency waves. So there are cords like that. Human beings have cords. So we connect to each other with our chakras. So crown chakra, gat chakra, forehead chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, we connect with each other. These cords are permanent, are always connecting. So when we connect with each other, we can communicate with each other. We can send them information, we can receive information from them. Many times they are non-verbal information. You can communicate with somebody. You're sitting in a big hall and somebody on the other side of the hall. You can still communicate with each other. You're actually doing it through your cords. Now, these cords, once your communication is over, automatically disengage and you go your way, I go my way. It's like that. But sometimes the attraction or the desire to stay connected is so strong that the cords are not cut. They don't disassociate, they don't de-link. And therefore the cords continue to be stressed. At that time, there is a lot of energy that is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, it will tire you. Because how long can you talk on the telephone? A limited time. After some time, you get tired. And then one person is interested in the communication to continue, the other person is not. So it becomes a burden on the other person. So the person begins to feel negatively about them. The other person may be having very negative ideas in the mind, maybe a very negative person, maybe having very negative emotions. So they will be influencing and contaminating the person who has positive consciousness. So these cords are necessary for communication between two human beings. At the same time, these cords must be de-linked the moment your requirement is over. If they don't de-link, they can be a source of misery. Now, they can also be a source of misery because people, when they think of you, they connect to you with a cord. You don't have to actually be in the presence of anybody. You can be on the other end of the world, I can be on this end of the world. I can still connect with you through a cord. I will think of you. Like every mother communicates to her child. Wherever the child is, whatever happens to the child, if the child is in trouble, the first person the child thinks to run to is the mother. And the first person who responds is the mother, even though they are miles apart. Why? Because they are connected with that cord. But so happens with enemies. If somebody hates you, every time they are angry, they will think of you and send you bad energy. And you will wonder what is happening. Suddenly I was feeling okay, now I am feeling bad. Or they will connect to you and they will zap your energy. You are wondering why your energy is getting zapped. Why? Means that person is sucking out all your energy. They are like energy vampires. So, cords are actually meant for perfect and good communication between human beings. But if they are not de-linked, if they are not used appropriately, then they can also be a hindrance to the progress of a person. Right? That is one thing about the cords. Now, how do you save yourself from this? So how do you protect yourself from this? So one of the things is to, when we learn healing, we learn how to disconnect cords. So ordinarily, for an ordinary person who does not know healing, these cords can be pretty dangerous. because anybody who connects to them, and that's how black magicians work also. They link themselves to the cords and they drain your energy. So you become de-energized. When you become de-energized, the functioning, certain functionings become bad. And since you cannot function at certain levels, therefore you fail. And you keep wondering, I did so much yet I am not successful, because somebody is drawing out your energy. So they can be used intentionally, they can be used unintentionally. They are means of communication.
Yeah.
So how does one protect themselves? So the best thing is to learn, of course, learn pranic healing and learn how to work with the cords. So in pranic healing, we learn how to identify the undesirable cords. There are desirable cords. People you love, your parents, your children, your spouse, people, your friends, and so many people, no? Your patients, your students, you have these affection cords are always there. So these are desirable cords. But there are undesirable. We learn how to scan for undesirable ones and then we delink these cords. So that no longer that person is able to. Now this can happen. You delink, they may relink. You delink, they may relink. So you have to do this as a regular. It's like taking a bath. You clean your body, one day you have a bath, by evening it is dirty again. So you have to clean it again. So like that you'll have to do this again and again. Or stay away from such people. Then we learn another technique where we can shield ourselves. So there are ways, the techniques by which we can shield ourselves. We can shield ourselves from these undesirable influences. Can be done. So these are at different levels of understanding of energy and different levels of understanding. That's why this concept is all in energy practices.
Yeah.
So when you are adept at one level of energy practice, you can practice what is okay for that level. When you grow higher, then you learn higher levels of use of energy. Then you learn higher levels of use of energy. Yeah. But at no time are you permitted to harm somebody because they linked, even if you come to know. It's difficult to come to know, but if you come to know, you're forbidden from harming somebody.